Hey boss, I'm excited because I am going to share with you some strategies that actually will help you stop feeling overwhelmed if that's what you're feeling. And this is going to help you um, eliminate your levels of stress and with regard to the strategies that I'm going to share. So a common anxiety symptom is feeling overwhelmed, and it can be a powerful emotion, and it can be both physically and mentally overwhelming, and it really impacts your level of effectiveness and or productivity. And so it can be caused by many things. It can be caused by maybe lots of responsibilities and commitments that you've made. It can be caused by if you're in a management role and have a bunch of employees to have to manage and lead. It can be what if you're a business owner and all the responsibilities that come with that. Overwhelm can also be impacted by family obligations or extended family obligations. I've got a friend who her husband is disabled and her son had a brain tumor 2 years ago, so there are challenges as a result of that. And she works full time, so she's got a lot on her plate that she has to manage. And there are other issues such as maybe a heavy workload and bottom line is that you feel like you're drowning and there is no life preserver in sight. And so this is the issue that I really want to share with you today on how you can get your lifesaver, your life preserver if you need it, and you're in control. Hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. All right, so basically I'm going to do a little psychology here with you today just to kind of start off, and that is I'm going to talk about locus of control. So locus of control is how we see, how we handle our circumstances that we are finding ourselves in. So there's an internal locus of control, which actually is when people view that they are responsible for handling in their circumstances. So they figure out how to get it done and they do it. They're equipped that way. And then you have an external locus of control, which the perception is that they're outside circumstances or outside forces that are impacting my circumstances. And so there's an external view and an internal view. And those that have an external view of how those forces are kind of dictating their circumstances, those are the people who end up feeling more levels of stress than if you have an internal locus of control. Because if you have an internal locus of control, then you are going to figure out how to get it done. You're not going to blame the world, the boss, the neighbor, whatever. You're going to figure out how to get it done. And so with that, I want to share with you 7 strategies that you can implement today, if you want, on how to stop feeling overwhelmed. And so the first strategy is to take a break. It's one of my favorite strategies because when I start feeling overwhelmed, I will just leave my office and then I will go for a walk. And that walk could be and I live in the country, so it's going to be down a dirt road, and it could be a mile, half a mile, depending on which direction I go. But I will go on a walk, and I will be able to breathe in fresh air and decompress as a result, and get my thoughts more realistic on what it is, and not having that anxiety that's forcing craziness thoughts in my head. And then you can also, when you actually go for a walk, you're decompressing and you're breathing fresh air. So that is one strategy. The second strategy is to work out. So when it comes to working out, go to the gym. You can go for a bike ride. You can go for a run. You can go do yoga. I'm trying to think of something other that might be fun to do. Go on another walk, but a longer, more like a fast walking pace. But whatever it is, you need exercise, and exercise has a lot of benefits. And so you're obviously letting off steam because you cannot punch your boss and you cannot go yell at a customer. So you got to figure out how you can decompress and get rid of that anxiety. And so when it comes to Working out, what this does is that it strengthens your organs so you can better deal with stress. Now, the third strategy that I want to share with you is to take deep breaths. And when it comes to taking deep breath, it's like you're breathing in through your nose, you hold it, and then you breathe out through your mouth. And you do this for 120 seconds, and you are going to just relieve yourself of some major levels of stress, which is causing you to feel overwhelmed. And there is research behind this, because what's happening is that you are stimulating the vagus nerve, which is running on your head, behind your head. It's running down your neck, through your chest to your colon. And what this does is that it activates your relaxation response, which is decreasing your blood pressure, it's decreasing your heart rate, and it is lowering your levels of stress. All very good. So that is what happens when you take deep breaths. Now, the fourth strategy is to delegate. And when it comes to delegation, you have got to get it through your head that you do not have to do it all. So share the load. And when you share the load, obviously you are sharing the tasks that you really don't need to be doing and that could be handled by somebody else on your team that has the ability and the skill sets to do it effectively. So delegation is very important if you want to get some of those items off your to-do list. And then the fifth strategy for stop feeling overwhelmed is to create a list. And so you can create a list, a master list, let's call it. I do this every single day. It's in my day timer. But you're creating a list that you are going to identify everything that has to get done. And this can be done, through the week. And you're going to then prioritize based on whatever method of prioritization that you use. For me, I'm date driven. So everything I do is by date. But whatever works for you, go for it. And then once you prioritize, I want you to focus only on the number one priority. This will help you be singularly focused so you are not being distracted and feeling overwhelmed by all those other items on your to-do list. And then once you finish that number one priority, then you are going to cross it off because it is going to make you feel really good. And you're going to then move to priority number two and just rinse and repeat. And then the fifth or the sixth strategy I have for you is to meditate. So when it comes to meditation, I did this when I was teaching a leadership class at my local university. I did this for 6 years. And one of the chapters that I taught on was stress management. And so just an FYI, guys, for Tuesday's video, I am going to give you a meditation exercise that you can actually listen to and use whenever you need it. So I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. That's going to be on Tuesday. Now, when it comes to meditation, the idea is to focus on whether it's a word or a phrase or a picture. For me, what makes me feel really relaxed is the ocean and the crashing of the waves. I am a water girl, and being born in Florida, that's what happens. So my word that I would be using would be ocean, and then that way I can visualize that. But you're closing your eyes and you are, thinking about this and relaxing. You're meditating and closing out everything else. So what you can do is close your door for 20 minutes every day, and then you can just focus on your own meditation. All right. And then the seventh strategy is assertiveness training. So we have some yes people out there, and I will tell you, I used to be a yes person, and I ended up stop being a yes person and becoming more assertive when I realized that I was just killing myself trying to get everything done. And sometimes it was really just to please others and not myself. And so when it comes to assertiveness training, it's really taking, whether it's reading a book or taking class, but really finding out how you can say no when it is needed, and it's not going to, mess up the demands of somebody else in a bad way. But basically, it's having the confidence to say no to other people's demands and really focusing on what you should be focusing on. So stop being a yes person is the key here. So just to recap real quickly, the 7 strategies on how you can stop feeling overwhelmed and just do this is: 1 is to take a break. 2 is to work out. 3 is to take deep breaths. The 4th is to delegate. The 5th is to create a list. The 6th is to meditate. And the 7th is to take an assertiveness training course or read a book. All right. So if you like this video, please like the button below. Don't forget to subscribe, because you never want to miss out on one of my brand new weekly leadership videos that will help you become a better leader. And don't forget to hit the notification button that actually looks like a bell, so you actually get alerted when I do create a new video. And please, if you want, leave a comment below. I will respond. And with that, go out and be that boss that your employees want to work for. Until next time, bye.